All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this is going to be a quick lesson, just based on 3 people that got injured in a rollover crash caught on video in Fullerton. And this is the judgment of the Heavenly Father. As I've said in previous lessons, the Lord's judgments upon these people take many forms, whether it's a car crash, motorcycle crash, fire, earthquake, some form of storm or tempest, shootings, stabbings, animal attacks, and a laundry list of other judgments that the Lord uses to punish these wicked people. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this short article, get some precepts, and Lord's will you're edified. It says a violent rollover crash on Fullerton Street was caught on doorbell camera video. The incident happened just before 6:30 p.m. Sunday on the corner of Valencia Drive and Courtney Avenue, according to the Fullerton Police Department. Footage shows a car slamming into a pickup truck that was making a turn. The impact caused the truck to flip on to its side. Firefighters say 2 people were temporarily trapped in the wreckage and had to be pulled out through the windshield. 3 people in total were taken to the hospital, but details about their condition were not available. Police say DUI was not suspected and no arrests were made. Yeah. And this just goes to show that the judgments of the Lord can happen at any time. People just out for a drive, and then next thing a crash happens, and it wasn't just like a little tap, it was a violent rollover crash. And I probably could play the video, but I don't know how the copyright works, and I'm not trying to get a strike on my page, so that's why I don't play the videos. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And that's right, the Heavenly Father is in the midst of every judgment that takes place. So every car crash that happens, plane crash, helicopter crash, animal attack, shooting, stabbing, whatever, kidnapping, whatever takes place, hit and run, the Lord is in the midst of all of it, because these are his judgments being brought upon wicked people with whom, according to Psalm 7 and 11, the Lord is angry with every day. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And in this particular judgment, the Lord wounded 3 people in a violent rollover crash. And there was nothing that could have been done to prevent that crash from happening outside of the Lord himself not wanting it to happen in the first place. Hebrews 10 and 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And that's right. Because these people, they never expect this. These wicked people, they never expect judgment to happen to them. They think that they're just going to run around being wild and wicked. And, they're just going to ride off into the sunset with no consequences. See, the Lord has a habit of bringing consequences and judgment upon people when they least expect it. When they're out on a Sunday drive, they get into a horrible car crash. Or they're chilling in their house and something catches on fire, or they're out at the mall or at the bar or at the club and a shooting happens or a stabbing happens. You never know when and where the judgments of the Lord are going to take place. That's why you always have to be circumspect. And more importantly, that is why you must continue to fear the Lord. Because when you fear the Lord, you're not going to be out here being wicked. You're not going to be out here partaking in wickedness, because you're not going to want any type of judgment to befall you. Because the Lord, He's always going to catch you slipping. He's always going to catch you when you're off guard, when you least expect it. And that's a lesson that these wicked people have yet to learn. Even though the men of the Lord, starting of course with the apostles and elders, for decades have been warning people and letting them know that the Lord sees everything. He sees all the wickedness that these people are doing. They think that they're hiding and they're getting away with it. That's not the case at all. The Lord just hasn't judged them for it yet. But that judgment is coming. And it's going to happen in a way that they don't expect it. And these are the judgments of the Lord, regardless of how they manifest. Psalms 9:16. The Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which He executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgaion Selah. Yeah, so, like I said, this car crash, this violent rollover car crash, that was the Lord's judgment. The Lord set that scenario in motion, and it played out exactly how He wanted it to. If the Lord wanted all three of those people to die, then they'd be dead right now. But He just wanted them to get wounded. He wanted them to get injured. And so that's how it played out. You see, once people start to acknowledge and accept the fact that the Lord is the one in control, the people will start to move differently. But more than likely, that's not going to happen for a lot of people until we're in the kingdom. On this side, a lot of people are going to continue to be wicked, and they're going to continue to be reckless. And at some point, it's going to catch up to them in the form of the Lord bringing that judgment. And unfortunately, on this side, judgment like this, upon, those people who got injured, for some people, it would shake them up and they'd start questioning things in their life, questioning certain choices they made. Like, it would wake them up a little bit. But there's a lot of people out here that will figure that just because they survived whatever that judgment was, that, that means that everything is okay. And it's not. Heavy Salakia. Heavy judgment like this is the Lord warning you. That's basically a warning shot from the Lord. And it's a pretty serious warning. But a lot of people, like I said, they're not spiritual, they're carnal. So they can't see it as a warning. So they're just gonna, they're gonna recover, and then they're gonna go right back out and continue to do the same wickedness that led up to them ending up in the hospital in the first place. And eventually the Lord is gonna bring a judgment that's so severe that it's gonna take them off this earth. It's gonna put them in the spirit world. You see, the Lord is long suffering. He'll watch you do wickedness after wickedness after wickedness after wickedness after he'll watch you do it. He'll watch you just build up a tab of wickedness. And then he'll send that death angel to take your life. Like, this is not a joke and it's not a game. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that. So we're going to see a lot more heavy, violent judgments take place because that's the Lord daily punishing these wicked people for their continued wickedness. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakudash, the water Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. And shalom to all the sincere believers, which includes the members of the hopeful elect, which are scattered throughout the world amongst these heathens and who look like these heathens. I hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Until next time, Shalom.